Please be ready for a dictation of part 3 of the budget speech 2021-22 by Nirmala Sitharaman, Minister of Finance. 5 seconds. Start. We are separately announcing a voluntary vehicle scrapping policy to phase out old and unfit vehicles. This will help in encouraging fuel-efficient, environment-friendly vehicles, thereby reducing vehicular pollution and oil import bill. Vehicles would undergo fitness tests in automated fitness centers after 20 years in case of personal vehicles and after 15 years in case of commercial vehicles. Details of the scheme will be separately shared by the ministry. A vaccine made in India product is presently limited to only 5 states will be rolled out across the country. This will avert more than 50,000 child deaths annually. I have provided 35,000 crores for COVID-19 vaccine in 2021-22. I am committed to provide further funds if required. The budget outlay for health and well-being is 2,23,846 crores in 2021-22 as against this year's of 94,452 crores, an increase of 137%. The details of the same are at Annexure 1 of the speech. For a USD 5 trillion economy, our manufacturing sector has to grow in double digits on a sustained basis. Our manufacturing companies need to become an integral part of global supply chains, possess core competence and cutting-edge technology. To achieve all of the above, PLI schemes to create manufacturing global champions for an Atmanirbhar Bharat have been announced for 13 sectors. For this, the government has committed nearly 1.97 lakh crores over 5 years, starting financial year 2021-22. This initiative will help bring scale and size in key sectors, create and nurture global champions, and provide jobs to our youth. To enable the textile industry to become globally competitive, attract large investments, and boost employment generation, a scheme of mega investment textiles parks will be launched in addition to the productivity linked incentive scheme. This will create world-class infrastructure with plug and play facilities to enable create global champions in exports. 7 textile parks will be established over 3 years. Infrastructure, the National Infrastructure Pipeline, which I announced in December 2019, is the first of its kind whole of government exercise ever undertaken by Government of India. The National Infrastructure Pipeline was launched with 6,835 projects. The project pipeline has now expanded to 7,400 projects. Around 217 projects worth 1.10 lakh crores under some key infrastructure ministries have been completed. The National Infrastructure Pipeline is a specific target which this government is committed to achieving over the coming years. It will require a major increase in funding both from the government and the financial sector. In this budget, I propose to take concrete steps to do this in three ways. Firstly, by creating the institutional structures. Secondly, by a big thrust on monetizing assets. And thirdly, by enhancing the share of capital expenditure in central and state budgets. Infrastructure needs long-term debt financing. A professionally managed development financial institution is necessary to act as a provider, enabler, and catalyst for infrastructure financing. Accordingly, I shall introduce a bill to set up a development financial institution. I have provided a sum of 20,000 crores to capitalize this institution. The ambition is to have a lending portfolio of at least 5 lakh crores for this institution in 3 years' time. Debt financing by foreign portfolio investors will be enabled by making suitable amendments in the relevant legislations. This will further ease access of finance, thus augmenting funds for infrastructure and real estate sectors. Monetizing operating public infrastructure assets is a very important financing option for new infrastructure construction. A national monetization pipeline of potential brownfield infrastructure assets will be launched. An asset monetization dashboard will also be created for tracking the progress and to provide visibility to investors. Railways will monetize dedicated freight corridor assets for operations and maintenance after commissioning. The next lot of airports will be monetized for operations and management concession. Other core infrastructure assets that will be rolled out under the asset monetization program. In the budget estimates 2020-21, we had provided 4.12 lakh crores for capital expenditure. It was our effort that in spite of resource crunch, we should spend more on capital, and we are likely to end the year at around 4.39 lakh crores, which I have provided in the revised estimates 2020-21. For 2021-22, I propose a sharp increase in capital expenditure and thus have provided 5.5 lakh crores, which is 34.5% more than the budget estimates of 2020-21. Of this, I have kept a sum of more than 44,000 crores in the budget head of the Department of Economic Affairs to be provided for projects, programs, departments that show good progress on capital expenditure and are in need of further funds. Over and above this expenditure, we would also be providing more than 2 lakh crores to states and autonomous bodies for their capital expenditure. Stop.